I think there's a real opportunity to improve election integrity. And if you compare my home state of Wisconsin and the state of Illinois, the contrast couldn't be more clear. In the state of Illinois, there's no requirement for a photo ID. In the state of Wisconsin, there is a requirement for a photo ID. We could look to the state of North Dakota, where North Dakota includes in Real ID whether or not an individual is a citizen. And so that actually addresses the concern you brought forward, something maybe the state of Illinois could take a look at. I think there's some real opportunities at the state level. In your testimony, you noted that non-citizens do not vote. As we have shown in this committee, we've identified where non-citizens have gotten on the voter rolls, where in certain situations, non-citizens have voted. It's the reason election integrity legislation such as the SAVE Act is absolutely essential to make sure that non-citizens are not voting in American elections. And so to say that that is part of, as you noted, part of a, I'll quote it here, to suppress the votes of anyone who threatens their extremist, unconstitutional, white supremacist, authoritarian agenda, end quote. I would say is common sense. Common sense to require an individual to show photo identification when they come to the polls, to say that they are who they say they are, to make sure that it's only U.S. citizens voting in U.S. elections. And if we look at liberal cities such as our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., which politically isn't that different than the city of Chicago, in our nation's capital, under current law, non-citizens are legally allowed to vote in municipal elections. And in fact, what we saw was multiple non-citizens participating in this most recent November election at the municipal level. So yes, it is true non-citizens cannot participate in federal elections, but we know that the radical left wants non-citizens to vote, and you can simply look at our nation's capital here in Washington, D.C., that is using taxpayer dollars not only to allow that, but to encourage non-citizens to participate. And so as we look at the contrast between states, I would offer that Illinois has some of the weakest election integrity laws in our country. And so maybe an opportunity to go to the home state of Illinois and to say we need to step up to make sure that we're providing election integrity so that a non-citizen doesn't cancel out the vote of one legal American citizen who's participating. And to say that non-citizens do not vote, that is a fact. We have shown in this committee that that statement is not true. It's why election integrity legislation is so absolutely critical.